How's it going, everyone? My name is Michael SK, and welcome back to TSUKIHIME. Man, the last episode was brutal. Man, Shiki got totally screwed over. Well, maybe not totally screwed over, but he definitely got the bad end of the stick here. I felt like he was doing everything in his power, to really display his heart to Arcuid. And I want to say that she totally understood. But at the same time, apparently she didn't, because she did the same shit and ran off again, especially after the moments that they shared together. And that just broke the heart that Shiki put on display to her. He was honest in everything. That is rough, man. Like, I know Arcuid has her side of things, but like, come on, man. Anyway, so all that happened, and Shiki is, I wouldn't say necessarily depressed, but he is definitely not doing perfectly. He just had this happen. So he was just kind of going through the motions, and he was supposed to meet up with like a teacher or teachers for some counseling after school. So he went to the tea ceremony room, and nobody came to like talk with him, So it's like, what the hell? It gave me plenty of time to think about what to do and about what to prioritize. Shit. Oh no. I forgot. Oh no. I forgot that there's a choice here. I legitimately forgot. I set myself up again. I can't believe this shit. Okay, so we can go look for Arcuid. I don't know about that though. It is pointless. We don't have any leads. We really have no true way of finding her. We can go back to the mansion, which, I don't know, something could come of that. Or we can go and try finding Roa by ourselves. But I don't think we will have any luck there. Supposedly, he could be here at the school. That's where we died to him in a previous bad ending. Let's try to be the hero and see what happens trying to go out there by ourselves. I'm kind of choosing this based off of curiosity. I don't think that this is the right choice, but let's just see what happens if we try to... Actually, you know what? I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know if like this is a whole curiosity thing. I just don't think that there's anything to gain here with the third or the first one. The second one is just us going home. It's not necessarily us giving up. It's just we wouldn't be wasting time. You know what? Let's just go back to the mansion. Fuck it. I don't really know what the right option is here, but let's just... I'm not saying we have to give up, but we can't just, run around and put ourselves in danger either. It's impossible to track Arcuid down without so much as a single lead. Rather than wander blindly around the city, it'd be more productive to head back to the mansion and plan out my next move. There we go. I'm down with that. I'm fully aware of my own powerlessness, but I can't just sit around and mope all day. I can. All I've got is the ability to kill things, so I need to find a way to make the most of it. I just realized I don't have my water with me, so this is going to be a bit of a dry session for my poor fucking mouth and throat. My feet tread through empty hallways. The school is bathed in the flame-red glow of the setting sun. They say the sun sets quickly in autumn. Well, yeah. In less than a few minutes, the world will change and night will fall. The sky above has already grown dark. Black meets red at the horizon. As day and night intermingle, I find myself floating in a moment of vague twilight. Oh. Glancing up at the evening sky, I notice something unexpected. The moon is already out. A flawlessly round face watches me from on high. The sight makes me forget myself for a bit. The silver moon, its delicate edges carved into a surface as beautiful and pristine as blown glass. It visions so pure, so pale, so vivid, it feels like it might come crashing down on me at any moment. I feel like I saw the same moon as a child, in a deep, dark dream. A sharp pain erupts from the scar on my chest. My heartbeat explodes, Blood vessels throughout my body dilate as my breathing turns erratic. We okay here? Bringing a hand to my chest, I find my uniform has been dyed a deep crimson. It seems like his scar just decides to, start bleeding again. The wound has opened up, it's bleeding. It's very situational, it seems. It's hard to breathe. A terrible chill runs across my back like a sheet of ice against the skin. The shaking is painful. So painful it feels like my spine might rattle its way through my flesh. What if, us getting stuck alone here at the school was actually like a little bit of a trap? Uh-oh. A dull sound mixes itself in with the frantic beating of my heart. Hello. Someone's coming. From the other end of the hallway, a figure casts a long shadow across the floor. Their even, determined footsteps echo through the building. I have a bad feeling about this. Okay, Star Wars. It's different from Vlov, when I could feel the danger whip through the air like a raging wind. This time a latent fear born internally rather than externally makes my entire body pulse. Pain flashes through my skull. This agony, this sense of impending doom, they're aimed at me. On a primal level, I know that Shiki Tohno, should not lay eyes on this figure. I'll do it for you. Don't worry. I freeze in place. It's already too late to escape. I can't show my back to this thing if I want to live. Through labored breaths, I remove my glasses. I unsheath the knife hidden in my pocket. The shadow approaches. It's a tall man. There are shockingly few lines crawling across his body, and the ones I can see are hard to make out. But in exchange, the pulsating point at the center of his chest seems to scream. It beats like a heart, pulsating with proud immortality. My own heart beats in turn. My breath catches in my throat. So many questions crisscross through my mind. I don't know this person, yet I have this inescapable feeling that he resembles someone. The footsteps grow ever louder. There we go. He's coming closer. Soon I'll be able to get a clear look at his face. My heartbeat harmonizes with his steps. Who does he remind me of? Who does he remind me of? Who does he remind me of? Who have I forgotten? Is this the fucking kid that we killed back in like that scene that we sometimes reminisce on in the forest? As if to match me, the man stops in his tracks. He's still far away. The red of the setting sun obscures his features, but I do see the glimmer in his eyes, observing me like a snake poised to strike. A sonorous voice resonates through the hall. Even though it's calm, gentle even, it sends a chill up my spine. No, it's more than chilling. Never before have I heard a voice revolting enough to make me want to hurl. I ready my knife. Lowering myself into a crouch, I estimate the distance between us. Instinct insists that there's no time for thought or hesitation, but reason stubbornly pushes back, and for a fraction of a moment I hesitate to kill. No, you've got his name down. I burst through the dam, holding me back. Anxious that I've lost my chance, I dash forward with all the speed I can muster. A never-before-seen display of physicality. In a single breath, I closed the 10 meters between us and cut at his lines. But I was right. It's already too late. If I closed the distance in a single breath, he slipped behind me in the blink of an eye. I'm too slow. He strikes at my hand and robs me of my knife. Those glowing blue eyes scan my body, drinking in the lines that cross my flesh. It's as if I alone am stuck in slow motion. The corners of his lips are drawn into an amused grin. Oh boy. He turns my knife against me and stabs it downward. My spine freezes. My brain follows soon after. The rest of my body recalls the pain of a time when this exact same thing happened before. Yep. There it is. The wet sound of metal tearing flesh. White steel slices through my chest as if it were paper. He's got the same shit going on. I collapse. All strength leaves my body, and I fall towards the floor. In that moment, I finally get a look at the face of the man above me. And truly, it is a face that only a mother could love. My vision goes dark. I don't know his face. And yet, I remember. I remember this flowing stream of blood. How could I forget? He's the boy from that summer day. The one who was drenched in blood, now all grown up. So what you're telling me that was he adopted, that one? He was adopted into the family, right? Was that how the story went? So he was the one with the curse? Or was he an actual brother? I hit the floor. Strangely enough, I sense neither pain nor the spilling of blood. The knife still protrudes from my chest. My temperature drops, my consciousness fades, and little by little my body begins to lose itself. The man casts his words into the void. Damn, how did I forget for this long? 7 years ago, when we played in the Tohno mansion, me, Akiha, and one other child, we were always together. Even when Akiha and I would play, I'd meet up with him before we went and got her. So how? How could I forget his name? All right. He got all tatted up. Wait, what? Huh? Wait, what? The man speaks. The man whose name sounds like mine. Shiki Tohno. Shiki. Shiki. Akiha. Shiki. Shiki. Akiha. Shiki. The markings we carved, written by 3 different hands. I guess Mario wasn't too far off the mark. The man's tone is light yet cruel. Something about him is far viler than Vlov. Through my fading consciousness, I realize who this is. It's Arcuid's enemy, Roa. Roa's fingers reach for the knife. They furl around the handle, ready to unsheath it from my chest. The second he does, I will die. But there's nothing I can do about it. I don't have the energy to shut my eyes, let alone move my body. This can't be a bad ending. Hey, yo. RQ to the rescue? He's gone. Just like that, Roa's body disappears from sight. In the same instant, a figure clad in a nun's habit appears. With a shattering of glass, she came tumbling through the third-floor window. Oh, shit. Nah, that's you. Here we go.
数秘門による来帝ですか。どうやら完全に入れ替わったようですね、ロア。
先輩。
That's Shield from my school. As if to protect me, a person who should have been long gone now stands before the vampire. The two of them are evenly matched, but that's only for as long as the sun is still up. A moment passes, then Roa bursts out into maniac laughter, as if struck with a sudden realization. It's manic, by the way. I was like, wait a minute, hold on now.
そうか、そういうことか、女。想定すらしていなかった。素晴らしい。それでこそだ。800年繰り返しての転生だ。一度や二度の特例がようやく発生したわけか。
Roa continues his rapturous laughter, but Shield simply glares at the vampire in disgust.
どうした？私を殺すためにやってきたのだろう。それとも何か。やはり抜け殻には何もできないと。
Shield doesn't answer. Instead, she turns her gaze to me and pulls my fallen body off the ground.
ほう、私との因果を断つより、その偽物の方が大事ということか。だが、それは無駄だぞ。彼はもう助からない。今まで党の指揮が好き放題やってきたことをそのまま返してやったのだからな。視線を裂かれた者にはどのような治療も無意味だ。あの姫君でさえ蘇生するのに800年の歳月と引き換えにするしかなかった。ただの人間に死から逃れる術は。
A voice of pure derision fills my brain. Shield bites her lip to force back the resentment which seems to rage within her. Though she clearly wants to unleash her fury, she holds back. It's obvious why. She's restraining herself to protect me.
おう、承知しているよ。転生完了お疲れ様。この時を待ってたぜ。ようやく会えたな、バルダムよ。
What a name. A child's voice rings out from Shield's chest. Is that Mario speaking through a microphone?
何者だ。随分と私に気安いようだ。
この町に派遣された司祭代行だよ。名前はマリオ・ジャッロ・ベスティーノ。てめえならこれで意味が通るだろう、ヘビ野郎。
ベスティー。ラウレンティスの隠し子だな。そうか、まだ生きているとは驚きだ。どうやそちらはそちらで愉快なことになっているな。
ああ、おかげさまでな。じいさんは今も正気じゃねえよ。で、どうなんだ？てめえ完全にバルダムヨンか？転生は成功したんだろうな。まだだったら遠慮はいらねえ。あと7日は教会からの支援は止めておくから、さっさと目を覚ましてきな。
改めなさい、司祭代行。それは教会への背信行為です。
小酒、てめえに言われたくはねえよ、シエル。つうか安心しろ。使徒は例外なくぶっ殺す。その前に拾っておかなきゃならねえお宝があってな。ジジイの密命といえばお利口なてめえも納得だろ。で、どうなんだ赤社のヘビ。今回はちゃんと思い出したか。
不老不死が必要なほど老いたのか、ラウレンティス。
The crazy ones usually do.
私は確かに書き残したはずだ。人のままでも完全な不老不死は実現しないと。私の書庫を漁った盗人ども、この忠告を受け入れなかったのなら、 自業自得というほかない。
選ぶってんじゃねえよ。要は未完成のまま放置したってことじゃねえか。じゃああれか。ジジイが望むような不老不死は存在しないと。
残念ながら私の研究は魂の分野に切り替わった。肉体に関する研究はそれこそ下手の横好きだ。理論だけで実践の域には達していない。そんな不確かな儀式は魔術とは呼べない。それは呪いというのだ。ベスト。
つまり
徒労だった。不老の解決法はない。せいぜい健やか死ぬまで苦しめ。
A fearsome silence fills the room. Mario's disappointment is tangible even through the crackling of the microphone. There's despair too, hatred, rage.
呪いと言ったな、バルダムよ。
そう言った。あれらは私が開発した魔術基盤。魔術に疎い聖堂教会であろうと、司祭代行であればその成り立ちは知らされていよう。
引き上げろシエル。仕留めるのはまた後だ。このヘビ野郎は数で潰す。
Sheil steps onto the broken window frame with me still cradled in her arms. He watches us with a sly grin, making no move to halt or escape. Excuse me there.
構わん。立ち去るなり。何分私は忙しい。こうしてロアとして地上に出た以上、姫君はじきに訪れよう。歓迎の支度に念を入れなくてはいけないのでね。
Sheil turns her back to the vampire and leaps down from the window. Despite us being 3 floors up, she makes the jump as though it were nothing. She lands softly, departing the school without ever looking back. Well, we're still alive. Kinda. As we make our escape, I stare at him through my darkening vision. At the man who shared a name with the boy from my memories. At the vampire Roa who overrode a human called Shiki Tohno. Yeah, that's kind of weird that the name is the same between the two of them. Like, why? Why was it like that? There's definitely more to it, of course. Sheil cuts a beeline for the Tohno mansion with me in her arms. What does she think she's doing? Doesn't she know how much trouble this'll cause? There's a knife sticking out of my chest and I'm on death's door. If Akiha were to see me like this, she's gonna lose it. I have a feeling that, the people here at the Tohno household probably have like an inkling as to what is actually going on here. Shit, I can't make a sound. I want to tell her to stop, but simply breathing takes everything I've got.
トーノ君は黙っていてください。大丈夫。妹さんならきっとトーノ君を助けることができるはずです。
Yeah, this family's a little bit of an oddity, isn't it? Save me. I think it's a little late for that. The knife is plunged deep into my chest. I can't even move my own body anymore. There's not a person on earth who could save someone this far gone.
いいえ、できます。そうでなければ理屈が合いません。いいですか。彼女がトーノ式を助けられなければ、そもそもあなたは7年前に死んでいます。
Well, what exactly went down 7 years ago? That's what I want to
今回も
know.
まだ間に合うはずなんです。
I don't understand what you're trying to say.
もういいから黙っていてください。これ以上喋ると本当に持たないじゃないですか。
She scolds me with a seriousness I've never seen. For some reason, I feel terrible, so I close my eyes. Well, whatever. Either way, it was getting hard to stay awake. Yeah, you don't want to be doing that. Sleep is pretty much just death in this case. Are we alive? Well, I guess we are. We get the option to save the game here. Oh boy, oh boy. I'll save in a new slot here. I don't really know if that option that I made back there did anything, you know? Like, I'm pretty sure we were going to have to, like, deal with meeting Roa there at the school anyways. Also, hold on a second. I know is this like the past? I think we're looking into the past here, which is good. But, okay, yeah, we're still, I noticed, that Arcuid wasn't in the, or it didn't say Arcuid as we were transitioning days. I don't know if it was supposed to. I don't know. I can't remember anything anymore. I've always been a stranger in my family. That's something I've known ever since I was young, from the time I was handed off to the Arimas. But honestly, it's been like that for much longer. It's no mystery why I've felt like this. For as long as I can remember, I've been alone. There were people around me who seemed like parents, so I simply tried my best to be their child. My first home was one with old tatami mats, I think. After that, I was taken to a massive mansion for some reason. Okay, so we were the adopted one. There was a pair of siblings who were close in age to me when I moved there. We got along pretty well, I think. Though there was always a wall between me and their father. I tried. I did everything I could to fit in. I thought of him as my own parent, even though we weren't related by blood. But all of that was cut short. There was a big accident. After that, I was taken to the hospital. No one came to visit, and my eyes changed. I was by myself to start with, and I ended up alone. Back then, I thought it'd be fine if I just disappeared. But of course, things changed. At least until I met that magician, as beautiful as a clear blue sky. So, Shiki, the Shiki we know, wasn't actually Shiki. He came here as a, I guess as an adopted child. Something happened. He killed the real Shiki Tohno. And I guess in order to, like, save the Shiki we know, maybe, like, a little bit of the OG's life was kind of put towards us, maybe? And that's why we have these eyes now. It was like a transfer of power. But we aren't actually a legitimate son here. That dream felt familiar somehow. Idly, I voiced my thoughts out loud. Though I can't move a single finger, I can at least talk again. My chest is wrapped in bandages. Someone must have removed the knife. As my senses return, I slowly realize that I'm back in my room.
兄さん、気がついたんですね。
秋葉、なんだ、そこにいたのか。
She's sitting beside the bed, carefully watching over me.
秋葉、お前。
Unable to grasp the situation, I simply stare at her. She looks away awkwardly.
この傷は、さ。
I can't tell her it was inflicted by the other Shiki Tohno, by Roa. That said, why is Akiha the one looking after me? Wouldn't you normally send someone to the hospital when they've, taken a knife to the chest?
いいんです。どうか楽にしてください。大体の事情は、あの人たちに聞きましたから。
あの人って先輩のことか。
Akiha nods heavily, her eyes downcast. This is bad. What does she mean by most of it? How much does she know? I can't relax until I find out just how much Chio told her, excuse me, not sold
そ
her.
れで、秋葉、先輩はどうしたんだ。
客間を与えましたので、そちらで休んでいるのでしょう。本来ならあのような悪党、屋敷に入ることは許可しませんが。
A wretch, huh? Akiha is even more ruthless than usual.
それより兄さん、その胸の傷はシキに負わされたものですね。
Potentially. In an almost matter-of-fact tone, she probes the truth without a moment's hesitation.
言ったでしょ。大体の事情は聞いたと。もっとも、聞かなくても兄さんの容体を見れば 一目でわかることですが。
I'm so shocked I can't even force a sound out of my throat. She's talking as if she knew about him from the start.
アキハ、お前、四季のことを。
ええ、知っています。私は全てを承知した上で兄さんを屋敷に呼び戻したんですから。
Oh, lovely.
ちょっと待ってくれ。
I knew it, man.
全てを承知した上ってどういうことだよそれ。俺はまだ正直整理がつかないんだ。
It's hard to tell just like from the get-go how much they could have known, but like there were clues. Like we got away with so much bullshit here. Like the fact that the two sisters, they were able to, you know, clean them up and everything after, you know, Shiki just straight up killed Arcuid. Like that was a huge giveaway that like, okay, they're hiding something here. The process doesn't match the story here.
他にもう一人子供がいたのは確かだと思う。けど、それを聞いたら、お前は。
She told me that there was no third child.
それについては謝ります。私、兄さんには嘘ばかりついていました。今回のことも、こうなることが分かっていたのに。
じゃあ、三人目の子供はいたんだな。けど、どうして。
Why did he disappear from the mansion 7 years ago? My memories of that time are indistinct. There was a boy my age, and we'd often play together. I've recalled that much. Sometimes Akiha would join us when she managed to slip away from the old man's watchful eye. But the rest is a total blank. I don't know why the other child disappeared. I don't even know why I forgot his name. A name he shared with me. I think the big deal here is we forgot our own name. For whatever reason, I forgot everything.
わからない。覚えていることといえば。
What I saw in that forest clearing. That hot summer day. The scene that's been drifting around the back of my mind ever since I came back to this mansion. Akiha was there, and so was I. And before us was the corpse of a young boy drenched in blood.
死体。
I think back on what the vampire said. Your debt is repaid, a death for a death. Which means...
あの夢は。俺は。本当に。あいつを。
I killed him, didn't I? That's why he disappeared, and I had forgotten all about it for the sake of my own convenience. Oh, lucky us, huh?
アキハ。俺は。
いいえ、違います。兄さんは誰も殺してはいません。
But are you being truthful with us now?
そう思い込むよう、お父様、当の牧久に言いつけられたんです。
親父に。
Now I'm more confused than ever. Why would he have wanted to conceal the truth?
それ、どういうことだ。アキハはすべて。7年前のことも、あの式のことも、全部知っているのか。
はい。式のことは兄さんには思い出してほしくなかった。けどそれもおしまいですね。初めから隠し通すことなんて無理な話だったんです。
No, but it makes for a really cool story plot point here. Her smile carries a hint of self-mockery. Akiha turned straight towards me. Here we go.
兄さん、遠野の家が特別な血族だということはあの人たちに聞いたでしょう。信じられないでしょうけど、遠野の血は人間以外の血が混ざっているんです。
I mean, I didn't really know it was non-human, but like the idea of there being a curse, you know, something is definitely up with this family. That much was for sure certain. Like we figured that part out.
私は幼い頃からお父様にそう教えられて育ってきました。
But with us being an adopted child to this family, that non-human blood did not mix in with him. He was different here. However, from whatever this incident was, I truly believe that he was saved by utilizing the blood from the one that was killed.
もち
Or
ろん
was he killed?
それを真っ当に信じてはいませんでした。けれど信じざるを得ない出来事が起きてしまった。それが7年前の兄さんがシキに殺された事故です。
Wait, what?
殺されたって。俺が式に。
Akiha nods silently. But that doesn't sound right. It should be the other way around. A death for a death, he said. If the bloody corpse I saw in my memories was the other Shiki, doesn't that mean I'm the one who killed him?
遠野家の人間は個人差はあれど、年を取るごとに自分の中の異なる血が増えていきます。この血はあまりいいものではないんです。遠野の血筋に混ざっている意志は人とは違った生存本能を持っている。人間らしい部分を理性とするのなら、意志の部分は本能、銃声と言えるものです。
アキハ、それは。
分かってます。にわかには信じられない話でしょうから、今は黙って聞いてください。けれど遠野の血筋のものが人として終わってしまうのは年老いてからなんです。
No, this sounds familiar, doesn't it?
私の兄のように、四季のように幼年期に反転してしまう例なんて今までなかった。遠野の人間が持つ異能にはそれぞれ個人差があるそうです。外見が全く変わらない者がいれば、本当に体の形が変わってしまう者もいる。四季は典型的な後者でした。
後者。体の形が変わるってこと？
はい。なぜ四季があんな幼さで狂ってしまったかは分かりません。ただある日、何の前触れもなく反転してしまった。
Interesting use of verbiage here, actually inverted.
その時四季に襲われたのが兄さん。あなたなんです。
式が俺に襲いかかった。
That's interesting because, like, again, maybe this is from how he was saved, but maybe, like, memories were also kind of brought over, you know? It wasn't just the blood. An uneasy feeling rises under the skin, an ache tracing the contours of my scar.
その時の場所が、兄さんは四季に胸を貫かれて瀕死の状態でした。そこに父が駆けつけて四季を止めたんです。理性を失っていた四季を止めるには息の根を止めるしかない。遠野家の当主にはそうやって反転してしまった一族のものを処理する義務があります。
What the fuck, man?
ですから
That is a curse.
兄さんが見た血まみれの四季というのは父に処理された後の四季ではないでしょうか。
Ah, okay. I had it wrong. I want to say my prediction was pretty good, though. The memory still eludes me just out of reach. It feels like there was something else, something important that I'm forgetting about. And there's one more thing. Somewhere in the mist of hazy memories, I know that I took a life with my own hands. No matter what anyone says, something tells me that I took a life there, in that forest.
幸い、兄さんは奇跡的に一命を取り留めました。
That feeling is probably, again, if, you know, he got a blood transfusion or however he was saved with this crazy Tohno power, like, I feel like he's just getting things mixed up, you know? He's getting what, I guess, the Shiki that became Roa, he's getting the perspective into his mind.
あとは兄さんの記憶にある通り、当の四季は事故に巻き込まれたと偽証をして病院に運ばれたんです。
Yeah, and it seemed like nobody could get the story straight on what the accident was. Was it a car crash? Was it something to do with a building? But I kind of felt because there wasn't a lot of certainty on it that something else did happen.
私が当主に決まったのはこの一件が原因です。 一度でも反転した者は当主には迎え入れられない。式は跡継ぎではなくなり、唯一父の血を継いでいる私が当主として育てられました。
I see. So that's why Akiha was saddled with the responsibility of inheriting the... Hold on.
アキハ、それおかしい。だってさ、反転してしまったのは式の方だろ。俺はまともじゃないのか。
驚いた。兄さん、こんな話を信じてくれるんですか？
We've seen some crazy shit over the past couple of weeks. We're gonna believe it.
あのな、お前がこんな嘘をつくわけがないし、こういう話には慣れているというか。とにかく話の続きだ。アキハが当主に選ばれた理由、俺が有馬の家に預けられた理由を教えてほしい。
簡単です。兄さんにはどうしても遠野家を告げないわけがあった。本当にそんなことさえ忘れてくれていたんですね。
Seems like it.
その蜃気楼がずっと続いてくれたらよかったのに。
He was adopted in, right? That's the story.
アキハ、
兄さんは
Yeah,
遠野家の人間ではないんです。ただ父の気まぐれで、
on a whim.
私の兄である四季と同じ名前というだけで養子に取られた子供でした。
Okay, so like they just literally shared a name. Okay. What?
兄さんと私、それに四季、私たちは本当の兄弟として育てられました。兄さんと四季はとても仲が良くて、私も幼心に嫉妬するぐらいでした。けれど四季があんなことになってしまった時に、お父様は四季を内々に処理した。けれど対外的に遠野家の長男を亡くしてしまうことはできなかった。
That information couldn't have gone out.
遠野家は社会的にも地位のある家柄でしょ。だから軽率に跡継ぎである長男がいなくなりましたと周りには知らせられなかった。そこで父は思いついたんです。四季に殺されかけた当の四季を実子として扱い、反転して人間で亡くなった四季を事故で死亡した養子として扱えばいいと。その時兄さんと四季は入れ替わったんです。殺された側が生き残って、殺した側が死んでしまった。それが兄さんと四季の関係なんです。
Yeah, but the Shiki that killed us didn't really do a good job of perishing.
じゃあなんだ。俺はアキハの兄貴なんかじゃなくて、
Unless we had some sort of blood transfusion. Somehow that blood got mixed into our own. And of course, I'm not related to the Arimas either. Doesn't even know his own family.
どこの誰だって言うんだ。
Or, yeah, who he really is. That is insane.
ごめんなさい。もう誰もその質問には答えられません。
What the fuck?
四季という子供は7年前に死んでしまった。それは命としての死ではなく、存在としての
Ah,
死です。
because of the switch.
戸籍も過去も家もその記憶ももうど
That is
こにも
insane.
残ってはいない。
Shiki Tohno, the person that we've been following through the game in its entirety so far, basically, his past is gone. Who he originally was is gone. Instead, he was thrown into a position to replace somebody else who, quote-unquote, inverted, and continued on from there. And he thought nothing of it. Well, I'm sure he thought something of it, but like, he just lived on in that position as if there was nothing wrong. That's nuts, man.
兄さんが当の四季の代わりになった7年前に全部父が処分してしまいましたから。
Oh.
だから 兄さんは有馬の家に預けられたんです。世間体のために。遠野家の長男は生きていなくてはならない。けれど本当は血がつながってはいないから跡継ぎにはさせられない。お父様は事故で体が弱っていると理由をつけて兄さんを有馬の家に追放した。
This shit is nuts, man. There's a trembling in her voice. She drops her head, fighting something stirring in her chest. She must feel guilty over what happened to me. But she shouldn't. I don't blame her in the slightest. In fact, I'm incredibly grateful to know that Akiha cares for me so deeply. That said, there's something I need to ask her about.
ダメだ。疑問点がまだ2つもある。話を続けてくれ、アキハ。まず1つ目。まあ、こっちは別に些細な疑問というか確認なんだけど。
I mean, you can still ask that in the form of a question.
俺が遠野の
Get your
人間じゃない
confirmation
の
that
は分
way.
かった。遠野の血が普通と違うのも信じるよ。でも、そうなると、俺の目の説明ができないというか。
Which seems to be the feature or one of the qualities of the OG Shiki Tohno.
実は俺も少しだけおかしな体質をしているんだけど、これってたまたまなのかな。
わかりません。確かに父は気まぐれで養子を取るような人ではありませんでしたから。兄さんを養子に取ったのも何かしら訳があってのことだったのかもしれません。
そうか。まあ、この際自分が何者かなんてことは本当にどうでもいいんだ。アキハもそんなに気にしないでくれ。そのさ、俺生きてるだけでラッキーだって思うんだ。本当なら死んでいたような傷だったんだろう。ならこうしていられるだけで幸運だよ。
Yeah, fortune and some crazy powers or whatever. Yeah, that stuff doesn't really matter. There's something else I need to know.
二つ目の疑問。シキはどうして生きてるんだ。
兄さん。
おかしいだろ、あいつが生きているのは。シキは遠野の血に負けて反転とやらをしたんだろう。そうして俺を殺して親父に息の根を止められた。ならああして生きているはずがない。可能性があるとしたら一つだけだ。俺がいや、もしかすると親父は息の根を止めなかったのかもしれないな。
That's probably the case.
どんなに狂ってしまっても血を分けた自分の息子だ。だから殺せず人目につかないところで養生させていたんじゃないのか。
Akiha doesn't answer. The fact that she can't lie is both her strength and her weakness. Looks like I was right on the money.
そうか。それで式がまともに戻ったら党の式として屋敷に呼び戻すつもりだったんだろうな。
Yeah, he had some crazy high hopes. Some very dangerous ones too.
そんなこと。
Akiha can't bring herself to refute it.
いいんだ。アキハが悪いわけでもないし、親父が悪いわけでもない。
No, I think we should shift some blame on somebody
式
here.
が悪いわけでもない。原因はさ、本当にたまたまなんだよ。たまたま運が悪くて、よその国のイカれたやつが式に入っちまっただけなんだ。本当に悪いものがあるとすれば、それは式を狂わせたものだけだ。
Akiha remained silent, her head hung low. I guess this is where our conversation ends. To be honest, I didn't want to learn the truth about myself. Right now, I need to meet up with Arcuit as soon as I can. Yeah, good luck with that.
ごめん、少し疲れた。眠るから外に出てくれないか。
はい。兄さんがそう言うのでしたら。
Man, I feel so bad for her. I don't know. I really don't even know why. I can't explain it. I just feel so horrible for her. Maybe it's the position that she's been put in this entire time, having to just kind of watch and take up the role that she's been thrown. It's kind of unfair. Akiha heads for the door.
Akiha,
One question still lingers in my mind. No, you only had two.
何ですか兄さん。
ああ。Akiha はどうして俺をこの屋敷に呼んでくれたんだ？俺は本当の兄貴じゃないのに。
そんなバカなこと言わないでください。私にとって兄さんはあなただけです。今も昔も。兄さんは忘れてしまっただろうけど、子供の頃からずっと当の秋葉にとって兄さんはあなただけなんです。四季。
I don't know how I feel about that one either. Because in a way, and maybe her own way, it's like she's just trying to live with the facade. In a similar way that Makihisa also just completely replaced his oldest son by blood with the kid that he had adopted. Just creating this facade and living with it. But he did it for the sake of the Tohno family. She might be doing something similar in a way that just keeps her sane. The door opens with a heavy sound, and then she leaves. Well, I'm glad we're finally getting some stuff straightened out here, but holy shit. What a fucking mess. This is just insane. With Akiha gone, I can finally take stock of my own situation. It's just past 10 in the evening. Only 4 hours have passed since that bastard knifed me. My body refuses to budge. It feels like I've turned into a robot, one operated by a remote control that's since been lost. My mind is clear. I don't even feel any pain, yet I can't move my limbs at all. I expel a deep breath to calm myself. By trying to move an entire arm or leg in a single push, I'm only setting myself up for failure. If I want to make this work, I've got to start smaller. I focus my entire being toward the simple act of wiggling my right pinky. Every ounce of strength is focused in that one tiny finger. Every last fraction of concentration condensed into a single point. It feels like the muscles in my body might rip themselves apart from the exertion. After a few minutes of concentrated effort, I'm completely drenched with sweat, but I manage to twitch my little finger the teeniest bit. With a loud heave, I release the breath that I've been holding. It might have just been one finger, but it's proof that I can still move my body. It's all I need to shake the feeling that I'm some helpless puppet with its strings cut. Now that I remember what the sensation of touch feels like, I can force the motion from my pinky to my right finger, or my ring finger, to my palm, my elbow, my arm, my shoulder. The more of my body I reclaim, the more the pain flares. The lack of pain earlier must have been due to my entire body being numb with paralysis. So it makes sense that I regain control of my nerves, the pain will only grow. A thick sweat gathers on my forehead. I can feel a stabbing pain all throughout my body, but I need to persevere. If I don't regain my senses, I won't be able to leave my room. And if I can't leave my room, then I can't head back to town, to the school, to the place where I can meet Arcuate again. Which is where exactly? Where are we gonna meet her? Fighting back the nausea, I force my torso up. There, I did it. It's probably gonna take everything I have just to walk there, but that's fine. It's a miracle I survived after Roa struck me at that point, or in that point. Asking for more would be tempting fate. I inspect the spot where the knife penetrated my skin. That's strange. There isn't a single point of death on my chest. Sure enough, my body possesses 2 such points, but neither is anywhere near the place he stabbed me. I'm struck by a calm realization. Of course he didn't stab one of my points of death. If he had, I would have dropped dead on the spot. Even Vlolv, an undying monster, was no exception to that rule. So if Shiki had actually stabbed me in one of those spots, someone like me would have had a chance.
見えているものが違うのか?
As I ponder the situation, I spend a few long moments pulling my coat over my shoulder, excuse me. But just then, a gentle knock comes from the door, followed by my supposed senior entering the room.
遠野くん、絶対安静だって言われたでしょ。
Well,
なんで起き上が
yes.
ろうとしているんですか、あなたは。
Yes, we were instructed to rest, but, yeah, we'll worry about that in the next episode. Oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, I really don't understand Shiki's plan here, because it's like, he's just gonna go wander out into the night. He can easily get killed that way if he can barely move as is. I don't really know what his plan is, but wow. Crazy information to learn in this one, guys. I don't know. My predictions were a little bit off, but I still think that they were cool. So, he doesn't have the blood coursing through his veins, but he does have the same exact ability as the OG Shiki Tohno, Roa. It's kind of weird. And that's what makes me think that there's more to it than we think. And apparently there is. There's a whole past that's been deleted. It's hard to say what else could be going on here, but at least we got some of the mystery out of the way. Some questions have been answered. Maybe more questions have been created. Either way, crazy stuff, guys. Crazy stuff. Thank you all for watching this one. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take it easy.